welcome to a new episode of the New Leaf podcast. This is my podcast about knitting and crocheting and basically my journey to becoming a crochet and knitwear designer full time. My name is Carmen. Thank you for taking some time to join me on my journey. If you're new, welcome. And of course, welcome back if you've if this is not your first podcast. My name is Carmen. You can find me on Instagram as Crafty Queens, and also I have a blog, craftyqueens.nl, soon to be newleafdesigns.nl, but for now it's still Crafty Queens. On Ravelry I am Caramelletje, and you can also find the New Leaf podcast group in the groups tab. So as you've maybe noticed, I've not recorded a podcast last week. It was just, I didn't have enough time to record. I was having some, there was a work event which used up some more energy than regular work, and I'm not making any sense. But anyway, it was a hectic week, and then in the weekend where I usually record, we went on a motorbike trip to Cochem, which is a city in Germany. It's beautiful. Yeah, totally beautiful. I don't ride a motorbike myself. My boyfriend does, and we went there with his parents. So I didn't have time to record, but I didn't have much knitting time in the week leading up to that anyway, so I didn't have much to show. This week, I don't know. The thing I've been working on most is a commission, which I cannot show you. So it might seem that I've done not quite a lot, so but I have some fun things to show you anyway. First up, I have a little finished object, and I say a little because it's a baby knit. One of my friends has recently given birth to a little baby boy, and I have just finished it. Well, I finished the knitting a couple of days ago, and then today I actually finished it, and I'll be ready to send it to her tomorrow or Monday. I don't know. So I made a little baby hoodie for her son. It's so cute. I wish I could put it on a little baby hanger, clothes hanger, but because I'm kind of struggling to show you the hoodie. So this is the little pullover I made. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. It's called something like seamless baby pullover. No, hooded pullover. Yeah, so seamless hooded baby pullover. So, something like that. The words are right. I don't know if the order is right. Anyway. It's a free pattern by Maggie van Buiten. She has a Dutch surname. I'm not sure if I should pronounce her first name in Dutch as well, but anyway. She's done a lovely job of designing this sweater pattern. It's originally for worsted or Aran weight. I've knit this using a fingering weight yarn. I still have some left over. Here it is. This is a Fiber Fever yarn in the colorway Mermaid, and this is on her Crazy 8 base, which is 100% superwash merino. So I've made sure to knit it quite dense so that if it washes out to be bigger, that it won't be like a lacy sweater or something. But I've taken care in blocking it that I don't stretch it out too much, because I've heard that superwash yarn does that sometimes. So I modified the size. There are two sizes. I believe one is 4 month size, like 0 to 4 months, or 2 to 4 months, I don't know. But there is a smaller size, and then there's a 8 to 12 month size. I knit that one, but with fingering yarn. And I ended up with this, and I did do some modifications. I could follow the pattern pretty much to the letter, but for example, the body it's like the same size as a hat, but anyway, the body, from the point where you divide for the sleeves, she gives instructions on how many centimeters to knit for. And of course, that is different for an 8 to 12 month old child than for a, you know, I wanted to knit about 2 to 4 month size. So, so I did, I don't know, 10 centimeters. I think it was, I looked up standard sizing for babies on the Crafts Council website. I think it's called Crafts Council. And it said that the length of the body should be 15 centimeters. So I just did 15 centimeters and then knit the ribbing. Well, they call it ribbing, but it's actually seed stitch. It's really pretty. And what else did I do? For the hoodie, for the hood, she also uses instructions in like knit to this many centimeters. So I also had to knit a bit less than that. But for the rest, so rows, I modified a little bit, but the stitch count is the same as the 8 to 12 month old size. And I think it turned out pretty okay, but you know, I still have to send it to my friend and kind of wait to see if it fits. I think it might be, well, I hope it is too big for the baby now. You know, I hope it's not too small, since then he wouldn't be able to wear it anymore. Some notes, I also, I did a regular bind off here, but I actually first tried to do a stretchier bind off, but then the edge was flipping like this, and I thought, well, I'll just do the regular bind off then, because I don't want the hem to flip. And I did the same bind off for the sleeves. I have, let me show you the buttons up close because they're really cute. I picked them up at a knitting fair or a craft fair in Holland here last year, I think, or maybe earlier this year. They're really cute. I actually still have the tag here. It's Incomparable Buttons, and they have a website, buttonmad.com. Yeah, and they are made in South Africa. So it's really cute. I'm really happy to have finished it, and I will package it up really nicely and send it off to her. And yeah, I can't wait to hear what she thinks. The other thing I've been working quite a bit on are my cheesecake socks. I have one still in the needle holder here. Both the yarn and the needle cozy are by Craftfulness. I have her tag right here. You see that ruffleness? She has a logo of kind of a yoga pose with a ball of yarn. Yeah, and this is the yarn I'm using. It was called Cheesecake, and this is in her spoil base, which is a very plump superwash merino nylon base. And I'm knitting a ribbed sock, and I have finished it only, you know, I've almost finished it. I only have the Kitchener stitch for the afterthought heel left to do. So last time I showed you, I was at this stitch marker right here. I was working it toe up. So I've done the leg after that and the heel. And during this point we were still on our motorbike trip, and yeah, I didn't feel like Kitchenering while I was on a trip, so I just took out my second knitting project. As you know, for a 2-day trip you pack 2 knitting projects. Yeah, I did work on them both, so anyway, I did a ribbed sock. On the foot, I only did the ribbing on top of the foot, and on the sole it's just plain stockinette. On the leg, I did the ribbing all around, and you can see that it's a little more cinched in. And the cuff, I played around with a different ribbing for the cuff, but it didn't really look that good. So I just continued in pattern and then bound off. As I saw that a lot of people that have knit this sock just do the same pattern for the cuff. And I think it will work out. Yeah, this was a relatively quick knit. I had knit this in about a week, I think. So now I only have the second sock left to do, and then about 3 more pairs, or 3.5 pairs left to do for Christmas. I thought it would be fun to show you the yarns I'm planning to knit those with. I have 1 pair left to knit for my boyfriend's dad, and I thought he would really like these colors. This is a yarn called Drops Fable, or Drops Fable, I don't know. It's a 50, no, I'm always doing this wrong, 75% wool and 25% polyamide, so it's not any merino or, it's just wool. It doesn't say, oh, it is superwash treated, okay, good. Because the label doesn't really say how it can be washed. So I got these 2 colors, kind of a olivey yellowy green and a dark blue, and I think these will look really great together. I'm gonna use this as the main color and this as the contrast color. And I'm thinking if I should do a pattern sock. I think yes. Maybe like the Hermione's Everyday Sock. I think that would be a nice textured sock for, you know, for a guy. Then I have 1 pair left to knit for one of my boyfriend's sisters, and it's gonna be this. This is gonna be the main color yarn, which is a self-patterning yarn by Regia. And I think it's, I'm not sure which colorway it is. It says 3760. I believe it was Summer Nights or something. but I don't really know. But it's it creates this really nice fair isle or faux isle pattern, and I'm gonna use this as a contrast color for that. And then I have one pair left to knit for this sister's boyfriend. I'm pretending this is the sister, these two balls of yarn. So for her boyfriend, I'm also gonna knit a pair of socks, and those socks are gonna be scrappy socks, which I'm really excited about, and I'm gonna use all of the manly scraps of sock yarn that I have, or scraps of manly sock yarn. I think I should say that, but yeah, I have some really fun scraps, and I think those will be a lot of fun. And I saw a video on tips and tricks how to change color in scrappy socks. Basically, you knit the last few stitches of a color double, and then I don't know how to explain this, but I read some or I saw some handy tips and tricks, and I hope to use them in knitting these socks. But yeah, first I have to finish the cheesecake socks, and then I can knit all of these. And then I finally allow myself to knit another pair for myself. I do have another pair on my needles. They have been on my needles since last Christmas. They were my Christmas cast on of 2016. And the Christmas cast on was something that was quite popular on Instagram and also in several knitting podcasts. And it was an idea by Danny from the Bobbins. She also has a podcast. And yeah, so the idea is that you cast on something on Christmas evening. And you know, the theme was socks, or I don't know if the theme was socks, but everyone was casting on a sock. Yeah, so I also cast on for a pair of socks. Very Christmassy. I love these. The pattern is called O Denneboom, which is O Christmas tree in Dutch. The pattern is also available in English. I'm not actually sure if it's available in Dutch. Anyway, yeah, so I'm really liking these little fir trees. And actually, the pattern calls for, I slightly adapted the chart from the color work chart, because these dots are actually not supposed to be there. But since I have, you know, I don't have much experience with color work, and I thought it would be difficult for me to have long floats, and yeah, so I just placed some dots in between. Yeah, so that I could have smaller floats. And if you don't know what floats are, I'll quickly show you the inside. So with color work, you work with different colors, and the colors that you don't use are floating on the back side in between stitches. So here you can see there's a lot of strands. On the sole it's even more. So yeah, and I was actually knitting these on my bamboo knitting needles that I got at Flying Tiger. These knitting needles are not so great, but they were only like €1, and they were fine for budget knitting, which I was doing a lot of when I was a student. The yarn, however, is not very budgety. The main color is Hedgehog Sock in the Where's My Bike colorway, which is a custom colorway for Stephen and Penelope. I think I bought it about 2 years ago. And the contrasting colorway is called Avocado, and it's by Wol met Verve, which is a Dutch indie dyer, and it's amazing. It's really amazing. It's that perfect forest green that I was looking for. Yeah, and I've just, you know, as I said, I cast these on last year, Christmas time. And then I think I worked on it until somewhere in January, and then I got sick, and I just, you know, I remember having a lot of headaches and not wanting to work on colorwork socks. So I just put them away, and they have been hibernating or summernating, I don't know, since then. And if I can complete all of the gift socks, then I will knit on these again. But it actually would be nice to finish them before Christmas, because they are Christmassy socks. But yeah, I have too much to knit right now, so they will just be, you know, they will be done at some point. And who cares? I can wear Christmas socks all year, right? I have this pair of socks that I wear indoors, and it has snowflakes on it, and I just wear it all year round, so I really don't care. Yeah. Another whip of mine is my bathrobe, and I have not worked on this in the last 2 weeks, but I have worked on it in the week before that. And I didn't show it to you on my last podcast, so I can still show you a lot of progress that you hadn't seen before. So a quick recap, I'm knitting a bathrobe out of Scheepjes Sweetheart Soft, which is a really squishy, yummy, cozy yarn. It comes in 100 gram balls and has 153 meters. It's 100% polyester. So it's not a very luxurious yarn. Well, the fiber content, you know, is not very luxurious, but it does feel super luscious. It just feels like the fluffiest towels ever. And yeah, it's amazing. I put this down because I had more pressing things to knit, and I needed, oh right, that's why. I needed these needles to knit the baby sweater. Yeah, because that was more urgent, and then I picked up other things in the meantime, and I just haven't had any time to get back to this. So it's gonna be kind of an color block cardigan or coat. It's getting pretty big. I've just joined the last color, so it's I don't want to say ombre because it's not very faded or anything, but it's, you know, kind of an ombre color block, if I may say so. And the whole thing is garter stitch, and you can kind of see, do you see the ridges going on there? That's all garter stitch. Yeah, so nice. I'm actually thinking what I will do for the sleeves, because when I was starting this, I thought, oh well, this yarn doesn't have any stitch definition at all, so I'll just knit garter stitch. It doesn't show up anyway, but then it kind of shows up. You do kind of see it. And I haven't knit stockinette with this, so I'm not sure if you would see the difference. I think you would see the difference, but that means that I would have to knit the sleeves, like knit 1 row, purl 1 row, knit 1 row, purl 1 row, and that is not really mindless knitting, and it's already sleeve knitting. So personally, I don't really mind sleeve knitting, but you know, so many people don't like it, so I don't want to make it any more unenjoyable. I don't want to make it any more unpleasant to knit. So I'm kind of wondering what to do. Yeah. And maybe if you don't see the difference, I think you will probably feel the difference, as garter stitch is more dense. You know, it creates a thicker fabric than just stockinette. So yeah, I'm not really sure what to do. I will also do a button band here, and yeah, do a pretty wide button band, and I'll flip it over so you have this really nice double collar to your bathrobe. Yeah, so this project has been put on the back burner, is that how to say it? Yeah, it's not my priority project right now, even though I have already blogged about it, and usually I do want to keep the flow going, but I just had didn't have as much time the last couple of weeks to work on my commission project, and I really need to finish it, so I'm gonna finish that first. Yeah. There's one more project left to talk about, and that is my Stephen West Mystery Knitalong, the Speckle Pop shawl. I think I'm gonna first warn you for spoilers before I show it to you. I'm still on clue 1. Yes. Clue 4 is already out, so all of the clues are out. And I'm still on clue 1, which makes me feel like a huge failure. Yeah, but you know, clue 1 is pretty big, and I haven't had as much time to knit, and yeah, I don't really know how to feel about this, because I really want to finish it before someone spoils the surprise for me. You know, I'm bound to come across a picture of the finished project in my Instagram or Facebook feed somewhere, sometime. So I just want to beat them to it. I mean, not post a photo myself, but I want to, yeah. I just want to finish it before I get spoiled. But that's not gonna happen, I think, so I'll just have to accept it. But yeah, kind of disappointed in myself, but at the same time, I have been knitting and crocheting non-stop the last couple of weeks, so there's not really anything more I could have done. So, because if I would have worked on this more, I wouldn't have worked on my commission project as much, and that's more important. So anyway, so if you don't want to see any spoilers for clue 1, please skip to the next segment. I will have timestamps down below in the description box on YouTube. Otherwise, feel free to keep watching. So I am about 2/3 done with clue 1. It's a little bit tangled. There we go. So we're making this half circle shawl, and yeah, I'm really loving how it looks. I'm really loving it. It's amazing. So you have 3 main colors. I've just joined the third main color right there. It's the dark stripes, but I still have to fade it in a little bit more, and then I will be using that only. There's a I-cord cast on, which is a little bit too tight on my shawl, so it keeps folding over. And I believe there will also be an I-cord at the end. Yeah, and then in between you're using color pops. And I'm really loving it. I think, oh, this is the one project I'm not using a progress keeper for, which is kind of silly. I will put one on for the next, I will put one on now though. I think I was halfway done with the second main color, so right in the middle, right there. So I've knit, yeah, just a small bit since then, because it has been 2 weeks since I last showed you. Yeah, I'm just really loving this, and yeah, I'm excited to see the next clue for myself and keep working on it. But yeah, this has also been on the back burner. It has been a little treat knit. If I work too much on my commission project, I don't know, I just get tired of it. So whenever I have completed, you know, I can't really tell you anything about it, but when I have a huge chunk of progress, I just treat myself and not work on it for a whole day, and then just knit on this. Yeah, so that was nice. And I'm loving this one color pop I have here with the green. Not sure if you can see that. The white with green, that's a mini by Hedgehog Fibers. This yarn is all by Hedgehog Fibers. These are the main colors. And then I have 5 neutral colors, 3 of which are these. And then this is Bramble, the one I was showing you with the green flecks. And yeah, really like it. Yeah, so I can't wait to knit more on this, but yeah, commission work first. Oh right, and I don't think I have mentioned that last time. I'm using a Chowgu fixed circular for this in 3.5 millimeter, I think, and I really like it. So I'm thinking of getting another set of, well, I'm not sure if I'm gonna go for the interchangeable set or maybe just buy a whole lot of circulars in the sizes that I do need, because with the interchangeable set you get the 6 millimeter and the 7 millimeter, and I don't really use that. I really just use 3.5 millimeter and 4 millimeter, maybe 4.5. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna buy some more fixed circulars in those sizes. Yeah, because I really like the Chowgus. For those of you who are wondering, I did not cut my hair. I I made a bun here because there's this whole, I don't know, the longer layer is, you know, much longer than the layer next to that, and it's really thin, and it's like coating my neck and curling up, and it's just yeah, I don't like it. So I'm fighting the urge to cut it myself, because I know that that will only screw my hair up. And yeah, so I have to go to the hair salon next week. But until then, I'm masking my hair in a little bun. So yeah. I'm not really sure what else to say. I have been in a, I don't know, I've been feeling, well, not down, but just very, the last couple of weeks. I don't know if it maybe has to do with, you know, you have this winter blues thing. Maybe you also have an autumn blues thing. I don't know, but I do like autumn, so I don't think that's it. But yeah, just lately it feels like things are not going the way I want them to, or maybe it's just that I have said yes to too many things and now I'm stressing out because of those things. The Christmas knitting that I started with in January is, you know, getting a little bit stressful. The commission work is getting a little bit stressful. And then there are these other things, emails I haven't replied to, and just lots of tiny things that worry me and that, you know, give me stress or disappointment. I'm not sure if I should tell you this, but in a previous episode, I was telling you that I bought the Knit Stars, that I enrolled in the Knit Stars 2.0. It's a group of online masterclasses by amazing designers. And I was so excited about it, and I really splurged on it since it was quite an expensive enrollment. It was about 200 euros. So I thought, okay, well, but I was really excited about it because, yeah, because there are so many great designers, and I thought, okay, and this is just, I have to see this as an investment. I'm gonna learn a lot from them. And then it's, I don't know, the first few videos are out now and it's just a bit underwhelming. And I'm not sure if my expectations were too high, but it's just not what I thought it would be. I feel like it's aimed more at knitters who are not designers than at designers. I mean, there's a whole segment from Tin Can Knits where she, where she shows you how to design your own yoke sweater. So with a kind of Scandinavian Fair Isle style. But then some of the videos are just very short, maybe 30 minutes in total for per instructor. And I feel like if I would go to a workshop, it would be at least 2 hours. Yeah, I mean, I am learning some tips and tricks here and there, but I feel like those are tips and tricks for the knitting itself and not for the designing. So I don't know, I'm just kind of disappointed in it. But we're only halfway through, so maybe the upcoming videos will change my mind. So I was feeling all of these negative feelings and maybe focusing on them too much. And then this morning I watched the newest episode from Amy from Stranded Podcast. And she was also, not feeling down per se, but also not really happy with the projects she was working on at the moment. And she was talking about not feeling good enough in the society that we live in right now. She said that because of, social media, sharing of pictures, that's all really beautiful, that we compare ourselves too much with others. and just watching her podcast this morning, it kind of, you know, I was like, I feel exactly the same way, that, you know, I'm comparing myself to others, and like, oh, those designers are just rolling out designs, you know, 2 designs per month, and I was like, how can I even keep up with that? So I think I was pressuring myself to do more, although, you know, most of the things I'm doing now are not my own designs. But anyway, I think I've been pressuring myself too much, and now I am, well, it's not that I'm really stressed, but it's just, you know, I'm not sure how to explain it. But yeah, so what I'm trying to say is that I'm trying to focus more on the good stuff. Not in a naive, misleading kind of way, as Instagram or something that only shows pretty pictures, but just also think about the little things more. Like yesterday, I made spaghetti sauce and it really tasted good. And I've never been able to make spaghetti sauce that tasted good. So, tiny little win. Yeah, so just also think about the good stuff, even the small stuff. I have the feeling this is a really sad episode. I don't want it to be sad. Yeah. Overall, I'm really happy with my knitting. I just wish I had more hours in the day. But yeah, that's the eternal problem. Too many things to knit, too little time. Anyway, I will just cuddle up with my commission project and really get it done, because it is not, I'm really enjoying the project actually. It's really nice to make, but just the fact that there's a deadline looming in the not very distant future is just, I don't know. But I think I will just work on that. Today, I'm not going to any of those fun fiber festivals, sadly. I know there's Rheinbeck going on this weekend. There's Oslo Strikke Festival. There is the Brei en Haakdagen here in the Netherlands, which is also really fun, and I'm seeing all of that on my Instagram and I'm just so jealous. But in 2 weeks I will actually be at a fiber festival. I will be standing at the Scheepjes booth, which is the brand that I blog for. So that will be fun. It's the Creado, if any Dutch viewers are listening. So I'll be there on the Sunday. So if you're there, please come and see me at the Scheepjes stand. I would love to meet you. So I will be there on the 5th of November. Oh, that's not in 2 weeks. That's in 3 weeks. Or it is in 2 weeks. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna sign off now, and I'm not sure if I will have time to podcast next week, or if I will have enough to show you. So I'll just see you very soon. Have a very happy crafty time, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye bye.